Hey there, welcome to Organize with Lisa MCH. I am Lisa, and today I am sharing some quick tips to help you work smarter and faster, not harder, in Google Drive. And in other videos, I have walked you through kind of what to delete if you're not sure where to start deleting files or decluttering, or you really need to free up some storage space. That's a whole separate video. I'll link to those below in the description. But today I'm going to show you how to quickly delete stuff. A couple just tips and tricks that really do make a pretty big difference. So when you are deleting stuff, in another video I talk about list view versus grid view. I think it's easier to do list view, so I'm going to use that. But all of these tips work in grid view as well. So the first thing is selecting more than one. So you're not going to click one. Also, I don't like to right click and go to remove. You can just click it and hit delete and it will go ahead and delete it. I'm not going to do that. But rather than doing everything one at a time, there's two different ways you can multi-select. The first, and this works for a Mac or a PC, is if you hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, it will select everything in a range. So I had clicked this one, I clicked here, it selects everything in between, and now I could hit delete and delete all of these files, okay? So that's the first way. You can select a range of files, again, using the Shift key. So let's say I want to, get rid of these 4, hit the Shift, and it selects all of them. I just hit delete on my keyboard, they're gone. The other faster way, if you are on a PC, you're going to hold down the Control key. If you're on a Mac, I believe it is Command. But let's say I want to get rid of this. I'm going to hold down Control. Let's say I want to get rid of that one. And now I can let go of Control, but then I find another one I want to get rid of. I'm going to push Control on my keyboard. I want to get rid of that one, and this one, and this one. And that way I can select separate files, not in a range, but I can roll through this list, select all of them I want to delete, and hit delete on my keyboard, and they are gone. Something that I run into a lot when I'm working one-on-one with people and helping them declutter and organize is they will have multiples of a file. So they'll have multiples of the same thing, and they're not sure why they have multiples, but they're not sure which one is the newest version of that file. I'm going to flip over to a different drive so I can show you how that works. All right, now I'm in a drive that's got some different dates. So let's say that maybe these 3 files are all the same thing, and you don't know which one you should keep. Well, I like to look at date last modified. Actually, date last modified by me. This is the last time you actually opened the file and made any kind of change to it. So if I can look, it's easy in list view. I can look and see, okay, this is the newest version. Oh, wait, no. Yes, this is the newest version because it was, I updated it in August. This is an older one from April. I'm going to get rid of this older one. If you're in grid view, and I talk about the difference between list view and grid view in a different video, I'll link to it in the description. You've got to do an extra step. You have to click, and then you want to click this eye up here for info. You can also right click and get this information. Move myself out of the way. But that's how you see date modified and date opened. You've got to do it that way, which if you're looking at multiples, I feel like that's kind of a pain in the butt, and I don't like to do it that way. So that is why I like list view when it comes to deleting files. So those are my quick tips on fast ways to delete files. But before I end this video, I want to leave you with another tip if you're like, I don't know if I want to delete this. If you are nervous to delete something and actually have it be gone forever, because what if you need it someday? You don't have to delete it unless you need storage space. Your other option is to archive it. Now, Google Drive is not like Gmail. Gmail has a built-in archive feature. I'll talk about that in a future video. But Google Drive does not. So what I do, you can see I have a folder here, archived files and backups. You just create a file called whatever you want, archived files and backups, or just in case I need it someday, or old stuff I'm too scared to delete. You call it whatever you want. And then rather than deleting the file, you just move it into here. So I have some backups. I think, yeah, here's a file server backup. Here's a backup of my Dropbox, just in case something happens to that. This is a book that I taught. I don't think I'll ever teach it again, but just in case I do, I'm holding on to it. Again, these are old plans that I might have to go back to someday, so I'm holding on to them. Again, right here is another unit I purchased, taught it once, probably won't do it again, but just in case, I've put it into an archive folder. So if you are afraid to delete stuff, just create a new folder and call it whatever you want, archive files, and move it in there. Why this works is because now those files are out of the way. They have their own special container. They're not clogging up files that you're actually trying to use. You can think of it like taking things, putting them in a box and putting them on the top shelf of your closet rather than having them on, like, I don't know, the floor of your closet or something. You're always having to step over them and they're in the way and they're a pain. Now you know where they are. You can get them if you need them, but they're out of the way. And those are my quick tips for deleting files. Now, if you're like, wow, Lisa, that's great, but I don't even know where to start deleting files, I have a step-by-step guide of exactly which files to start deleting and how to do it. And it's designed to help you get quick wins and build momentum. And it gets rid of a lot of files fast and gets you that motivation and that momentum to start making the harder decisions. So if you want to grab that guide, you can get that down in the description below. And I will see you next week for more organizing. Have a great week.